What's good, Josh? I got Makai, and welcome back to my channel. Make sure you hit like, comment, and subscribe. And today we're gonna talk about somebody who did something really amazing, and that I feel like he's not really getting a lot of love or attention for it. And that guy is Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard this season, I ain't gonna lie, the Trailblazers sucked. They had a terrible record. They weren't in the playoff picture for a majority of the year. And without this bubble, I don't think they would have made it into the playoffs. But all Damian Lillard said before the bubble started, when they were talking about just starting the playoffs immediately, he said, "Oh, I'm not gonna play if you're not gonna give me a chance." So when the NBA decided to give him a chance, he took that chance and he ran with it. Not only did he, do a lot of heroics to get them back into the playoffs, but he snatched the eighth seed right out from John the Grizzlies' hands. I mean, it was crazy to watch. Like, I was thinking there's no way Memphis gets in there, especially when the Suns started going bonkers in the bubble. I'm thinking, nah, there's no possible way that the Suns and the Grizzlies especially, I'm thinking there's no way they're gonna let that slip through their hands. But in those 8 seeding games, Dame averaged 37.3 points per game, 9.6 assists per game. Do y'all understand how crazy that is? 9.6 assists. So not only was he getting it by himself, but he was making sure he involved the others too. But 4.3 rebounds. He shot 49.7% from the field and 43.6% from three. Now, for the last 3 games in the bubble, the ones, that really mattered. Not in the bubble, but in the seeding games, the games that really mattered. He scored 51, and then 61, and then 42. And all of those games were close games where he had to really wind down and come through in the clutch for his team. And I feel like he's not really getting a lot of love because, he got a gentleman sweep in the first round. And I mean, I might have been one of the only people in the world that expected this from the Lakers. Cause I swear, as soon as that freaking playoff series started, everybody and their mother was like, "Oh, the Trailblazers are gonna destroy the Lakers. The Lakers look different. The Lakers don't look ready. Portland is hot." I'm like, did y'all forget who the Lakers was? But that's not the point of this video. The point is, Damian Lillard just deserves his respect. He deserves his flowers. He did what a lot of people thought he couldn't do. Some he shouldn't have had to do in the first place, but still. And I just want to give my respect to him because I could see him being one of them stars we talk about like 20 years from now. Like, he's not gonna get talked about a lot, but he's just gonna like come up through old mixtapes. But I feel like this season it really cemented him as like an all-time star. And he was already all-time before this thing, but I feel like this was his moment. This is his big memory for people to just remember him. Like 10 years from now, they're gonna be like, remember in 2020 when Dame Lillard dragged his team into the playoffs in the bubble? But this bubble thing is probably gonna be a one-time thing, so we're gonna remember everything that happened in this bubble. But let me say it again. Let me say these stats again: 37.3 points per game, 9.6 assists, and 4.3 rebounds per game. The man basically averaged 40 points per game. Who's doing that? And the way he was getting it, he was getting doubles sent to him before he even crossed half court. And as soon as they didn't send it to him, he would cross half court and just pull up from right there. It was crazy to watch. It was really great basketball. And I wouldn't say he was doing it by himself. Melo was there, CJ McCollum was there. So he had help, but he was really the main driving force behind it. But I just made this video to give him some respect, show him some love. Really just. Cause I'm not a huge Damian Lillard fan. Like, I like all basketball players, but I wouldn't say I'm a Dame Lillard fan, because he's exciting to watch and all that, but he's not really good for like a championship or nothing like that. But Portland got a lot of questions to answer this offseason because I think they either gotta trade CJ or just blow the whole thing up because the defense is really their biggest problem. Like, their offense is, all time. They might be one of the best backcourts we ever seen in the NBA. But when it comes to defense and getting stops and just, locking up people, they can't do it. Especially on the perimeter. In the paint, it's like you got Hassan Whiteside. That's pretty good. But that's about it. And even he's not what he once was. He's not Miami Whiteside where he's blocking everything that was even an inch toward his hand. But to me, if Dame really wants a shot at the championship, and I know he would never do this, but here's just a suggestion. He needs to whisper in the ear in the front office and say, if you give me some defense around me, then I can do this. Because you got to think about it. Whenever a point guard leads a team to something, they always need help defensively. Because a point guard, they're small guys. They're not going to be the most strong guys on the court. So they're going to need somebody who could guard the best player on the court. Like Steph Curry has with Klay Thompson, like something like that. If they get somebody who can knock down shots and help Dame with the perimeter defense, then I can see the Portland Trail Blazers truly contending for a championship in the very near future. But, I know that's not going to happen. They're going to try to, keep CJ and Dame together for as long as possible. Dame's not going anywhere. Like, I talked about it in one of my old videos. Dame needs to leave if he really wants a championship. But I don't see that happening anytime in the future. So, I guess he's just going to be one of those guys that we remember for being a really talented guy, talented rapper or whatever. But yeah, he's just going to be one of those guys we remember, really talented, but can never just put it together with his team and win a championship. But if you stay to the end of this video, thank you. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.